welcome again to Pod Talks
with Lala.
This time we want to introduce you to our newest segment, which is
It's the Science Corner.
because not everybody wants just to watch Lala and I just talking and having fun all the time.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But anyway, sometimes we just want to, give my husband the opportunity. So
Definitely. So you'll want to tune in. The Science Corner is featuring Jim Derniger, and his topic for this time around is hypertension. So lots of good information there. Stay tuned. Lots to learn.
Welcome to the Science Corner, where I'll try to use my medical background to explain in depth different issues. For example, today we'll be talking about hypertension or high blood pressure. One of the things that floating is very effective for is reducing blood pressure. When we talk about blood pressure, we're talking about the average pressure inside the vasculature, and particularly the arterial side of the circulatory system. The American Heart Association would like to have your blood pressure has two numbers, the systolic and diastolic. The top number, or the systolic, should be 120 or lower, and the lower number, or the diastolic, should be 80 or below. When we talk about pressures, it's measured in millimeters of mercury. So what we're trying to do is get your pressure at a lower rate so you put less stress on your cardiovascular system. For example, the diastolic, or the lower number, gives you an idea of how much pressure the heart has to develop before the aortic valve opens and starts moving blood on the arterial side. So if you have a blood pressure that is, say, 120 over 80, that means the heart has to make 80 millimeters of mercury of pressure before it can even begin to move blood through the circulatory system. If your blood pressure is, say, very high at 200 over 100, that would mean that your heart would have to create a pressure of 100 millimeters of mercury before it even begins to move blood. So you can see where this provides a significant stress on the heart. The other aspect of it is the pressure on the cardiovascular system itself, or the pipes, if you will. And the way I like to try to explain it is if I took the water pressure in your house and doubled it, suddenly the weaknesses in that system would start to show, either in leaks or pipes bursting. Well, the same thing will happen within our system as well. You may have a blood vessel burst in the brain, or have a heart attack, or have kidney failures due to the problems with the elevated blood pressure. Now, we like to try to keep the blood pressure low by, the main things is diet changes, activity changes, and stress management. When those don't work, that's when your physician or provider will give you some type of medication. What happens with floating is that oftentimes your blood pressure can be reduced by a number of different things. First and foremost, by reducing the stress, you reduce the amount of catecholamine that's released into the system called adrenaline, which increases heart rate and increases blood pressure by making your vessels shrink, making that pressure inside the vessels higher. So if you're under constant levels of stress, one of the things that's going to happen is you're going to have higher blood pressure. Floating helps reduce that. The warm water itself will also help dilate vessels as well. Oftentimes people who have hypertension find that they do not need as much medication because of their constant reducing stress through flotation. Now, obviously, we would like you to talk to your physician or whoever provides you with your prescriptions for hypertension, if you have it, to discuss this with them so that you can work in concert with them and help you develop a better and healthier blood pressure.
we'll see you the next time in Pod Talks
Hot
with
Talks with Lala.